just not what's real.
He's here finally. We got him. We in the flesh. The man, the legend. Oh, you're here for shows. Obviously, it's very exciting for you, right? You all right? Don't be nervous. And you said you were nervous at the show last night, too. Oh, use the microphone. Oh, okay. 1, 2. Okay.
All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm a generally nervous person, though.
Well, why be nervous? Everybody's friendly here. Everybody here is Jay just walked in the building. He knows really nothing about this whole thing, what we're doing. I'm trying to explain to him that it's a project where we have folks from all over the world working on music, like-minded, and they're basically here for 2 weeks just to be creative and think about only creative things. And
I asked him, could I apply? He told me I couldn't. But because I like the feel of what's going on in here. We was walking around like, oh shit, this is some good. I wanted to come for 2 weeks, but you told me I can't.
No, you're overqualified, I think, at this point.
There's no such thing as that.
Oh, but you know, that's not really not my decision to make. But anyways, this gentleman is probably the most talked about hip hop artist to emerge over the last few years. Would you say that's accurate or not? You don't have to say. I'll say that that's accurate. And ironically enough, he has many songs, yet only a couple official songs. Official being a kind of a weird term these days, but we thought we might play something just to get things started. So, and this is by request from Jay Electronica himself.
Well, no, it's by request from you.
By request from me. So let's hear something from Jay, okay?
And his own story was as curious as his narrative. The tale of his life is the tale of a writer of incredible vision, an astute analyst and pundit, a lyricist compassionate and callous, a reckless hedonist and disaffected malcontent.
I spit that Wonderama shit, me and my conglomerates shall remain anonymous, caught up in the finest shit. Get that type of media coverage Obama get, spit that Kurt Vonnegut, that blow your brain, Kurt Cobain, that Nirvana shit. Who gon' bring the game back? Who gon' spit that rainbow on the train tracks, that gold rope, that 5-finger ring rap, running with my same pack. You can find the Christ where the lepers and the lames at. Life is like a dice game. One roll can land you in jail or cutting cake, blowing kisses in the rice rain. Nice whip, nice chain, the closet of skulls. The stench is like slave blood in Providence Hall. Yeah, they built my city on top of a grave. Nigga die, nigga get high and watch the parade. Back in the early 90s, where they at, where they at? Get the gap was a popular phrase. Bally animals and rugbies was a popular craze. This the vivid memoirs of an obnoxious slave. I paved ways like Nat and Harriet. I'll blast on Judas Iscariot and peel off in the chariot. I'm sitting pretty, spitting flames, gripping brains. Ain't a damn thing changed.
How did you do it?
My young lad, do you ask a dolphin how it swims?
No.
Or an eagle how it flies?
No.
That's right, you don't. Because that's what they were made to do. You are about to bear witness, my friends, to one of the greatest technological advances in modern history. Behold, a confectionery
They say Candyman, spit me a dream. Blow a chunk of the levee out and spit me a stream. Knock a man house down and build a casino. A $2,000 government check from Fiend. I swam down Schitt's Creek and came up clean with a new lease on life like Andy Dufresne. It's the most poetical, Nat King unforgettable. Clarence 13 Exelar's Rhapsody from Bellevue. I'm splitting atoms, spitting flames, bringing change. Things will never be the same. I got the rap game singing that last like Etta James. Lames get they plane shot down like John McCain. It's a dream, it's a dream. The flow's elegant like Miss Coretta Scott King. A lot of kings sing death and turn queen. Crack they 24-inch rims in the ravine. Respect the architect, never test the Elohim. Good night, this is JLF live from New Orleans.
My journey has brought me to an understanding of the divine forces with which we have all been bestowed. It was in this search that I came upon a revelation, which has called me to guide millions of people towards their righteous destiny.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
All right, sir. So what was that song that we just heard?
That's a song called Exhibit A, Transformations.
And who produced that song?
Just Blaze, a producer, Just Blaze.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the process of making this particular record. Do you remember, like, you know, how long it took you to write? I mean, sort of getting a window into your creative process of how you go about doing things.
Well, this one was actually we actually stumbled on this. We actually made this one in like 15 minutes. Okay. So it wasn't like like we set out to do music. Like we was just in the studio. We was in Detroit in the studio with TJ, my brother DJ TJ the King. Okay, and we was just in the studio, and he started laying the foundation for the. He was playing the synth chords, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at first, and I felt like it was too muted. Too. Yeah. You know, at that moment, I wanted to do something that I felt was like more aggressive, and he was like, "No, trust me." So I wrote the song before the drums and stuff was laid. Then we just did it, and then all of the piano and everything in the end was that he added later.
Okay, I see. Now, Exhibit A. Tell me a little bit about the concept, because you have Exhibit A, and you have another song, which is very popular right now, called Exhibit C.
Yes, sir.
So, can you just sort of speak on the meaning behind this Exhibit A, Exhibit C, and also where is Exhibit B exactly right now?
Well, Exhibit B is on a hard drive, not yet heard. It started out. We had Exhibit A. We had Exhibit B was initially a song that we did. It was an Exhibit A remix that we did with Mos Def, and but it was so much. It's more of an Exhibit A remix because over the same music. Right. It's just different verses with a Mos Def feature. So we just decided to keep that as an Exhibit A remix, and then Exhibit B is just something totally different. But Exhibit C came out before Exhibit B because just played it on the radio station, and it just one night in a DJ set, and it just kind of grew legs and walked on his own. So his Exhibit C came next.
But can you explain the concept behind what's going on in the beginning of Exhibit C? Just Blaze says, you know, in the case of State of Hip Hop, I believe, versus the Electronica. Can you speak about that a little bit?
Okay. Well, all the exhibit process, the exhibit project, which is a project that we're doing with I mean, these songs are part of the album that we're working on right now. But we also just going to do a project of exhibits, and it kind of happened after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Like when we did that song, it wasn't named Exhibit A. We didn't go in with a title, and Guitar Center, they put it on. You know how they have the CDs when you go in the store, they have like a promo CDs, different things, and so they put it on as a song. They needed a title for it, and just called it Exhibit A. Okay. Transformations, right? So and that's where Exhibit came from. It was nothing that it was no great deep meaning. It
wasn't
whatever.
Preconceived. Yeah, we're gonna do Exhibit A, then
no.
Then
but
T, and then Q.
But now as a result of, you know what I'm saying, like we could, you know, we still it's happening. We learning as it goes. So we learning the meaning of it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was basically it. Initially it didn't start out as a intended thing in terms of exhibits. And I don't know. Did I answer? I don't know. Did I answer the question?
I guess you know, at the beginning of Exhibit C, which is, you know, the song that's getting all the attention right now and has gotten all this acclaim, and deservedly so, I would say. You know, he does say it. You know, in the case of.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'm curious to know.
But that's afterwards now. So now it is.
So what is now it sort of that idea has a life of its own. And I was wondering if you could just sort of get into that a little bit.
It's just really, you know, we exhibit, you know, like in a court case, it's evidence, right? But then also an exhibit is, you know, it's just like it's an exhibition, it's an exhibit of who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like here, it's like a viewing, it's like a gallery. You know what I'm saying? But with Exhibit C, and each exhibit will be something different. You know what I'm saying, in terms of theme. So, but that one was more like it's a court case. Like this is like, you know, like you get the State of Hip Hop, and this is Exhibit C. You know. Anyway, so I don't know if I'm.
You're doing great. Don't worry. All right. I guess if you could just go back a little bit, as far as your personal history, you're from.
New
Great city in America. Could you please tell everybody where you're from?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, born and raised.
Magnolia Projects, is that correct?
Magnolia Projects, yeah.
And obviously you represent New Orleans, but you've had a well-chronicled history of moving quite around. Can you talk a little bit about, you know, your travels and, you know, the sort of things that, you know, I guess why did you leave New Orleans originally, and you know, what sort of places did your journey take you?
Kind of, you know, I left home. I left home after high school, kind of like anybody that does any kind of music or art or something. You kind of, if you feel like the environment that you're in isn't conducive to what you're trying to achieve or create or make, you know what I'm saying, you leave. You go to you search and you bounce around till you know what I mean. So that's what I left home in pursuit of that. You know what I'm saying? I left, at that time in New Orleans, I left home in '96 when and where rap music in particular in the States, you only had music that was coming from certain regions. You know what I'm saying? There was no such thing as a South movement or nothing like that. Like that particular type of music would be just only in those areas. It wasn't a multi-platform type of a thing. So I left home with the intention of I'm going to New York because New York is where hip hop is from and blah blah blah, you know. Right. So but I ended up staying in Atlanta first and different places. But yeah, but that's why I left. Just, you know, in the pursuit of my goals or dreams, like everybody in here. Like,
yeah. I don't know. Now, but New Orleans does have some hip hop heritage too.
Yeah, no.
Were you? I mean, I know you have said that like LL was one of your first heroes when you heard him. You know. But the sound in New Orleans is, you know, obviously become extremely popular over the years since then.
One particular sound, though.
One particular sound. Yeah. So when you heard that sound, did you, I mean, being from there, I would think it'd be a part of your whole heritage as well, but it wasn't the thing that spoke to you?
Oh, it speaks to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's where I'm from, like, and when I hear it, I appreciate it and I know what it is and it moves me a certain way and I get it and I understand it, but my expression just wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my expression was something else. And I'm not the only, I'm not like some anomaly. There's a lot of people at home, you know what I'm saying, that do things that's outside of that box. But if you come from New Orleans, then it's such a structured thing. Well, not anymore. That shit is okay, yeah. That shit is falling apart. That the way the music business industry, that shit is in shambles. Like, you know. But at that particular time, and even now, you know, like if you was coming from New Orleans or if you was coming from Memphis or anywhere, then you had to have that for it to be considered for a record label or that type of a thing to even accept you. You know, you had to be coming from that box. So a lot of times when you hear music coming from a certain place, it's usually one type of thing that you're hearing that is the accepted norm on a large scale, but there's all kinds of stuff that's going on in that environment. You know what I mean? Because really, New Orleans is a jazz-based city. You know what I'm saying? It's jazz, it's Afro rhythm beat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of a place, and it's a more of a communal chant. The reason why the kind of music comes from, like the hip hop that comes out of New Orleans, that people know of, is in the South in general, is because it's call and response. It's more like It's more like. It's not like the one person saying a poem or saying something like that. It's more of it's an energy, and we in a communal type of thing, and we calling and responding. You know, it's more that type of a thing than as opposed to, here, I got something that I want to share with you. These words I wanted you to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's like let's get rid of the words and let's just skip the words and get right to the energy. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
So was it frustrating at all for you then? You know, at the time, the stereotype has been that the South, rappers from the South don't have lyrics.
Yeah, that you know, it did bother me for a long time, and for a long time, it also made me as a rapper. It also, you know, because in America, you know, they say, oh, in the South they're slow and this and that, you know. So now, as I get older, I can admit, you know, that I even had a portion of my life where I was ashamed of being from New Orleans as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Because of me listening to other things and hearing other people, the stereotypical shit that they put on you, you know what I'm saying? That shit fucks with your psyche, you know what I'm saying? So I strive for a long time to go as hard away from that as I could. You know what I'm saying? And I'm slowly, gradually coming back. You know, my little sister is the one that's like, you know, I don't know. My sister, like maybe about 8 years ago, my sister was like, "You seem like you're just ashamed to be from home," you know. And it kind of, it was like somebody shoot me in the head or hit me in the head with a bat. Like, damn, you know, because oh, pardon me.
That's a New Orleans record too. On your,
Yeah, Alan Toussaint, yeah. That Primo sampled this for The Evils for Jay. But anyway, but yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I don't know.
But now you've come to terms with your.
Yeah. See,
your
I was making a point that but it had gotten to the point where I didn't even recognize it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even recognize that's what I was doing. Like I recognized it initially, which is what caused me to start going in a certain way. But then it just becomes a part where it's just your natural self at a point. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize it, and sometimes you need somebody to tell it to you that you like. Oh shit! Like if somebody else could tell it to you, but you know, somebody could tell you something, but then there's a certain person that could tell it to you in a way and at a time in your life where you actually take it in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't even know if I'm straying from the question or not.
No, it's very laid back here. Just speak. Go ahead and just speak your mind. One of your inspirations is Nas. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I mean, you've actually been very favorably compared to him with some of your songs and stuff like that. But before, I guess, before we get to that, I guess if you could talk a little bit more about your physical journey, the places you've been, and sort of things you've experienced. I mean, for anybody who's familiar with the music, they know that you've spoken extensively about your experiences. But you've traveled and you lived in a number of different cities, and you've been described as being very nomadic. And you were actually homeless at one point. And I wonder,
I was homeless at a few points, which I'm sure there's a lot of people in this room that have been homeless. I was homeless on the streets as well, but I've also been homeless where you just stand on somebody's couch and eating their food and shit like that. That's homeless. You don't have a home of your own. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's offering you their home. So But yeah, I've been homeless that way and homeless like out of doors, homeless. But yeah, but I mean.
So what did those experiences? How did they shape your music? I mean, how did they how did they affect you, and how did you channel that energy and refocus?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question because you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever you're going through at that time, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm taking ecstasy all day long and wilding out, then if I'm writing about something, I'm gonna be writing about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it is affecting me in that way where it's into it's in my music and in the narrative. But then I think I guess yeah, and it affected me in my music in a way where. I come from, like I said, New Orleans is a very communal place. A lot of people don't leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they do leave, they'll come back. Like, if you're in the States, pre-Katrina, you'd be hard pressed to run into somebody from New Orleans in another city. You know what I'm saying? So it's that type of place. So, like, it opened me up to different types of thinking, different types of people, different types of energy, as opposed to just doing it in your brain. You know what I'm saying? Like you at home and you watch something on television or you hear something, and then you create this world in your head. You know what I'm saying? But this is what you created in your head. You know what I'm saying? So, but actually going out and experiencing it, then you know what I'm saying? So it affected me in that way. I don't know if I'm answering the question or.
One of the places that you wound up was Detroit, and you got to meet. Very important musical figure there. Can you speak a little bit about that experience? And
you speaking about Dilla?
Yes.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes. I mean, because I met a lot of important musical figures from Detroit.
One particular person.
Mr. Porter, DJ TJ the King. But Dilla. Actually, and he's a student of Dilla. He's a DJ up under Dilla's wing. But I met Dilla in Detroit. Through Denon Porter, Mr. Porter from D12. He's probably most known as that, but he's a producer, and he's worked with a lot of people. But anyway, him and a brother of mine, Johnny and Mike Chavaria, they introduced me to Dilla. They were building his studio at the time. I think he had just signed what MCA had gave him a deal or something. They gave him like $300,000 to build a studio because he wanted to work in Detroit. He didn't want to leave. So I met him during that time period when he was building the studio, and you know, I started doing some stuff on his music. You know, we never actually had a chance to work together because, you know, I left Detroit, and then at the time when we were supposed to start working, you know, he got ill and he passed away. But you know, that's how I met him. But I don't.
But you still have tracks that you
spit
over his beats and stuff like that.
I got like 1,000 Dilla beats. like I like Dilla's music. Are y'all familiar with Jay Dilla? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dilla. He's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying this last night at the show too, because we have been having this conversation lately. Like, damn, this especially like Donuts. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Donuts to me is not his best body of work in terms of the production, right? It's amazing, but it's not his best, right? But I'm biased. Some of the best stuff I heard, nobody, you know, it's just beats that was on the hard drive. You know what I'm saying? But what makes Donuts is so amazing is that he made that on his deathbed. Like not, oh, I'm sick. No, meaning literally in the hospital, hooked up to an IV with the doctors telling you were supposed to be dead next week and your mom right there crying, and you hooked up to a machine, IV, with your MPC and the turntable. That's a hell of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I don't even know why I said that, though. What's the question?
Well, actually, you know, you kind of touched on this, but, you know, there's so much mystique around Dilla, you know, after he passed away. And I guess, you know, some people complain that a lot of people sort of jumped on the bandwagon.
There's nothing wrong with bandwagon. We live on the earth. You know what I'm saying? We all bandwagoning on something. You know what I'm saying? We riding in a wagon around the sun called Earth. You know what I mean? So...
What about his music do you think that doesn't get mentioned is something that's really important to you? You know, because you hear so many people talk about him, you know,
like,
now.
I don't know. Like I think I keep going back to the one thing about him about Donuts and him doing that in the hospital on his deathbed, because that speaks volumes into him doing music 10 years before that. That music, okay, then you know, oh, this is a person that's doing music for the sake of doing music. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, because I try to think about myself if I was dying. You know what I'm saying? Like if I knew that I'm supposed to die tomorrow, but I don't die tomorrow, but I know that it's coming. You know what I'm saying? And I'm dealing with all of the stress of my mom, feeling sad about how she's gonna feel, and just all the shit that I never got a chance to do, and all this type of shit, right? But I'm still, I wouldn't be doing music. I feel like if I was at that point, I wouldn't be doing music. You know what I mean? But the fact that that's what he wanted to do, and then what he did, when you hear it, I think it speaks volumes, not into that circumstance, but into who he is in terms of, and just in general as a being expressing himself via music. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that, and whatever that is, I don't know what it is, but whatever that is what makes his music special. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear it, that's what releases that shit in your brain that flows down and give you the tingle. You know, that's you know, I don't know. He's magic, man.
I'd like to play something that you guys did. Well, you did over one of his tracks, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Years ago, Cheney had worked for Rumsfeld. It began in the Nixon administration, when Rumsfeld was looking for a staff aide.
One day, Don called me and said there's a young intern on the Hill named Dick Cheney that I'm thinking of hiring him. I'd like you to interview him and see what you think. So I interviewed Dick and called Don and said, I think this guy's pretty good. You ought to hire him.
They would be closely linked for more than 3 decades.
Pigs with the heads of men, spat acid that lays up my third eye closed like LASIK. A midget in the casket like a baby in the bonnet with a bottle in the basset. Horn playing the theme songs for children of the corn. Oh, I must be dreaming. A lady in a nightgown puffing kush screaming. Signal me over. you with the ways. I seen you from the Catholic church steeple digging graves. I got your number, sonny, so ain't no use in fighting, yelling, and running from me. I never ran, ma'am. Whether you ain't a clever man, Sam. Listen, the two-faced king from Britain and Rome had a baby in the bush on the grassy knoll, where they peeled back the orange hair peel of a gnome. He said he MC. I know you like killing them. You terrorize the skies for 25 millenniums. Now you setting fire to land. You the lion, you the savior, the messiah, the lamb. You mean back up, he moving on the youth at dawn. Call Badu and get Tyrone on the megaphone. Tell him I sent you and your code name is Megatron. If trouble comes, use your brain like a telephone. He'll take you to the chocolate city, where Two-Face and the Prince of Darkness had a committee to snakes. Drill him, let the skin peel off till we feel him. Then spray him with the rhymes you like spilling. Hit him up real good, but don't kill him. We only want to burn him to the point that they willing to give the location of the blank-faced villain who split atoms and give mushrooms to civilians. Hiroshima never recovered, and all the evidence was smothered under a thick cloud of rubble. The Pope is his brother, the hillsides is his mother. The statue with the torch and still eyes is his lover. She's a harlot who stood still like time while New York turned scarlet and the levee monster sucked up New Orleans while they was playing man versus man in Afghanistan with their mind on Iran, Iraq and Sudan. Let them recruit you. He don't try to use his powers to seduce you. Just let them think that the footing is neutral. Cause if he finds out that you already knew that Adam had a positive and negative and a neutral, he'll probably seduce you. The rich you turn it back.
This administration has failed to recognize that in these changing times, with a revolution of rising expectations sweeping the globe, the United States has lost its image as a new, strong, vital, revolutionary society.
The king of what? King style. See, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work, huh? See, this is just semi-like what I would call it, but if I really get into it and start camouflaging it, I don't think you'll even be able to read it.
I feel like I gotta say something after that one too.
Yeah, you gotta
because okay,
yeah. Please,
I know when I listen now, like okay.
What's the name of the track?
Name is dimethyltryptamine.
What is that?
Well, DMT. Some people take it as a drug, but our brains produce it naturally from our pineal gland. It's what our brain secretes that takes us into a dream-like state, right? And the song is kind of all over the place with a theme though, but because it was based off a dream that I had, and you know it's a dream that I had because I was watching something about the Kennedy assassination, whatever. Got high and went to sleep and had a dream about it, but the dream was so crazy how so I wanted to write it. I wanted to write it like it was in the dream. You know what I'm saying? But that's why the song is named Dimethyltryptamine. You know, but. Yeah, but it's from, so yeah. I know when I listen to it, and I'm like, oh man, that sounds kind of crazy. It's just rambling, not even like okay. But yeah, it's from a dream. All right, okay. All right.
But I mean, this is you played this at the show last night. It's obviously something that people really have admire and latch on to. I think it is because of the imagery and the the elements that went into it compositionally and stuff like that. I guess that's a track you spit over at Dilla track. You mentioned Just Blaze, another one of your collaborators. I guess for those who don't know your story, can you get to the point of tell us when you got to the point where you started to meet folks like Just Blaze and working with them?
Well, I didn't start working with them until well after I met these people. You know what I'm saying? Like I had been always like on the outer ring of the quote-unquote music industry circle, you know what I'm saying, after a certain point, because once you know where to go, you know what I'm saying, and who are the people, you kind of know how to be around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's difficult to get in, but just to be around. You know, so it was a natural progression over time. Like, I think that once I stopped like having that on my head as I'm out here trying to get to, I'm getting here, I'm getting to it, I'm doing it, and missing all of the, oh damn, my man is a nice dude. Like, oh shit, you do such and such, let's connect, and don't even have to do no music. Like, once I started making those kind of connections, more human to human connections, genuine connections, then that started kind of like, I guess, opening people up to say, oh yeah, let me hear what you got again, and then they would hear it in the context of me, so we would work. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, I met Just through a friend of mine, Ringo Rashad Smith, Tumbling Dice, and
Great producer.
yeah. Yeah, he's excellent producer. He produced a lot of classics. The One More Chance, Biggie One More Chance. He produced a lot. But anyway, yeah. But yeah. How did I meet him? Okay. I met him through another friend of mine, Soul Messiah, that I met in Atlanta, who's another. Okay, yeah. But I don't know. I can't. You know, I'm just blessed, man. You know, and we all blessed. You know, but I think that things started opening up for me, because I tried to do it every way. I tried to do me at first, but I was trying to do me in a way that this is the way they want to hear it. Not necessarily people in general, the people that pull the strings on music. Like, okay, I was trying to make something for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, to try to get accepted into that thing, and then feel like, oh yeah, well, once I get in there, then I'll be this way. But it don't work like that. Once you fashion yourself that way, then that's what you be, and that's what you be making. And like once I got to a point where I kind of like, I guess too, I got frustrated. And a little jaded at a point, you know what I'm saying? And once I had reached that level, I kind of got like, man, fuck this. I'm just going, you know what? I'm stopping this verse right here. I want to put Willy Wonka. I want to hear Willy Wonka talking right here on this record. Or, you know what I'm saying? When I started just doing it that way, and then being like that way in my behavior too. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just, fuck it. If that thing never happens for me that type of a way, I'm gonna be pleased with what I do, and the people that do hear it, they pleased with it, and we connect on it. Then I'm cool with that. Once I got into that kind of a mind, then that's when like all of the lucky coins from the sky kind of started happening.
Yeah, because I think that as much as people admire the music, the thing that has been as much a part of your story is going against the grain in terms of communication, as far as like the industry communication. You know, you had your songs on the MySpace page, and then you took the MySpace page down just when it was starting to go crazy. You know, like I said, there's probably, I don't know, 50, 60 songs of yours in your catalog, yet there's 2 official songs, Exhibit A and Exhibit C. But this is all added to this mystique that surrounds you, and I wonder what you make of this mystique that exists and has existed because of this this buzz from the last couple of years. People say that, but I don't get it. I don't get why people say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be on Twitter, I'll be on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, and the people that, you know what I'm saying, like the people that know me, I'm open with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that I don't know where the mystique thing is coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a pretty open person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm experiencing a person, I'm open. You know what I'm saying? Like, normally I like to be by myself inside. I could stay in the house for 2 weeks, in the room without just I could. Excuse me, ladies. I could piss in the Gatorade bottle and just store it to the side and not leave. You know what I'm saying? Not doing nothing, not thinking, not being in deep thought, not working, not doing it. So I'm closed in that regard. But if I am interacting, I'm open. You know what I'm saying? If I'm interacting on the computer or with people, I'm open. So I don't know. I would like to ask you, what? So why do people? Because I do get that a lot. Like, yeah, this mystique. So how the mystique, the mysteriousness? But what mysteriousness? Well,
I don't get it.
I would say, maybe my take on it would be that I think because, like you said, everybody seems to always try so hard to make it. When somebody is counter to that behavior, combined with obviously some talent as well, then that creates something different. It's a different sort of thing. But then, you know, the people who have...
And I would, not to cut you, but I just, okay. I think that why people are like, I don't know if this has to do with anything, the mysteriousness of it, but I think that the magnetic of it doesn't have anything to do with me necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that the magnetic of it right now is because of just the time. Like, again, it's just a blessing that we in this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, because 5 years ago it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have worked. You know what I'm saying? We just in a time now where you could get on your computer and you could speak to a 13-year-old kid in Oslo about fight night, or a 52-year-old woman in Spain about a recipe. You know what I'm saying? So where before that didn't even exist in your brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't exist, but now it's right there, so it exists. And then the music industry is in a collapse, just like a lot of things are in a collapse. But it's because there's new things coming. But I think that it's more the time and what the like. I think we all kind of have the general. We share the same feeling. Like, whether if you're a multi-billionaire or whether if you beg for change on the corner, you know, for cigarettes. I think that, like, a large group of people all over the world are dissatisfied in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, dissatisfied with the environment, dissatisfied on a subconscious level with, you know, who am I in life and what, you know, this is all, you know, what is it for? What am I, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people have lost faith in organized religion and politics and government and health and all the way across the board. So there's a desire, there's a desire right now for growth and to like kind of, it's like almost like we realize, oh man, we up under a tarp. Like, let's get this tarp off our back. Mm-hmm. So I think that people are just kind of being magnetized right now, like just like, oh well, he trying to get this tarp off his back. I'm getting this tarp off of my back too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's kind of like what it is. But
Well, as it relates to hip hop, it's like, you know, I mean, there's always this perpetual state of hip hop debate between purist and, you know, commercial and whatnot. And a lot of people are pinning, fairly or unfairly, their hopes on you as well.
I don't think so. I don't think that's it. I think like say for instance, like Barack Obama, for example, right? People could give a shit that Barack Obama was the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was and it wasn't that he's the most handsome or the most qualified or the smartest or because he went to Harvard. You know what I'm saying? It was because people recognized, see, yeah, that's somebody that's trying to be genuine. Well, now whether or not Illuminati and whether or not he eats billy goats and children for breakfast, you know, that don't matter. What he represented, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't Barack Obama. It was the people feeling a certain way. And what's dangerous about that too is that, see, like, and then after he became the president, then he had a decrease in that energy because it started being attached to a person, and it didn't start with a person to begin with, because what that person was doing was tapping into something that's already present. You know what I'm saying? So, but then when you attach it to a person, then it's no longer idea is the thing. And once that and if that person has a goal and the goal is accomplished, then we go home and have breakfast and go back to normal shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, like,
but the goal is really never ending, though.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying I'm talking about it in a specific instance of like a Barack Obama, and that his campaign was, the goal was to become the president, but to become the president for a reason. You know, whatever his reasons, personal reasons, we don't know. We can only go on what he says. You know what I'm saying? But you know, anyway. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. Like I don't think that people are putting it on me. I think that it's kind of happening naturally because there are a lot of people that do what I do. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that rhyme, that's dope, that rhyme about the type of shit that I rhyme, that got just blaze beats, got all of these things that I have that you could say, oh well, these are the reasons why. There's many people with those reasons, but it's just the time. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I don't know. I'm talking too much.
Well, I think people to some degree also, you know, want to relate to your story too. Mm-hmm. And I think also with some of the lyrics, it's like there's evident that there's some self-awareness. There's some awareness of, some aspiration of trying to improve yourself, or trying to improve, that we all try to improve ourselves to some degree. Which, I mean, hip-hop, you don't always get that. You know what I mean? I mean,
not maybe not in words, in energy you do. Like that's what I said earlier. You was talking about the Soulja Boy song, right? Like Soulja Boy, like say a record like y'all familiar with Soulja Boy over here? I don't know. Like he had a big, huge record in the States recently. Pop up out the bed, turn my swag on. Y'all know that song? I don't know. I wish we could play that. But that's a song that necessarily a hip-hop purist or somebody that's listening to, I want to hear the poetry of a thing, that they would dismiss as, this is just bullshit, talking about clothes and money, da-da-da. No, he's talking about self-improvement, but not in words. And maybe he hasn't had the experiences or the intake of the proper things to communicate it in the way that I want to hear it. But in the energy of it, he is saying, it's present. You know what I'm saying? I think, I don't know. I don't know. Am I answering the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to play another thing before, actually one more thing, and this is something you also played last night. And it's the My World record. If we could do that, if that's cool. Okay. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. This is My World from. No.
Okay.
You don't want to hear it?
It's okay. Yes, okay.
Just get into it real quick.
They don't want to hear that.
Whose world is this? The world is yours.
Oh, you're taking out backwards. You gotta go forwards to go back.
Hey, the room is getting smaller. No, it's not. He's
They
getting
threw
bigger.
rose petals at the feet of the Christ when I entered the center. Motherfucker, I'm cold as the winter. My waves were spinning like blades on Pirellis. The Christian Dior shades was driving them silly. It's Big Willie. I came through with them cats from Philly. Lakers verse Heat, flow seat, you know the dilly. Either you gon' love the kid or wanna kill me. I'm back at him, on fire like cracked Adams. They over the hill like Wyclef and Proswell. I'm over the hills like UFOs at Roswell. You lame, I know you guys well. If you can name an MC that's flaming in me, you high as hell. You can't dance with the chancellor. One glance they had you caught up in the trance of the tarantula. And if they could, then they probably would. They come close for this low cigar. Welcome to my world. The world is this, the world is yours. The world is yours. It's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. It's mine, it's mine. Your arms too short to box with. The sender of the prophets. Aviator shades, the stage is a cockpit. Leather Pele, lounging at the sofa tele. Sipping San Pellegrino, eating Giardellis. I recline and chill. Twinkle in the rag to shine my grill. That's that third water pill. Get at me. Me and my chick is like JFK and Jackie. They can't wait to catch me in Dallas, top down on the grassy knoll and clap me. Kidnap my body and fuck up the autopsy. But I'm nice like Christ. You blink twice, you hit. I'm chilling in College Park, eating salmon and grits. It's the Black Caesar, Jesus. He's just a lyrical monster. Boogeyman out of the dumpster. Black Pharaoh. J. Bowie spitting fat arrows. Keep your eye on the sparrow when the fly apparel. You ain't ready for war. Hide your barrel. Stay in your lane, man. Chance for survival is narrow. Welcome to my world. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. It's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? The world is yours. Deep in the jungle bustin'. Nickel sacks and cracks from G-packs for stacks. Niggas on the humble hustling. See that gang? That's the one they call survival. Man, they poppin' that 5-0. They low life pigs who get it how they live. They daddies in them courthouses giving out bids. Chopping niggas on blocks of legal wickedness. Man, they brooded the land and they smallpox the witnesses. Raping babies, using ladies as their mistresses. Causing chaos and disorder. That's why the Glock on hold, the block on swole. I built this city on rock and roll. Now I'm banging on Rumsfeld and bells ringing. Him and Dick will be in hell singing. Woe to the hypocrites and infidels screaming. Niggas can't handle the wrath for the son of man. Black Panther manual. Yeah, the flow's that scandal. Us, I crush any MC who feel they must try me. The smallest flea on the dog won't get by me. If I was you, I'd be scared to death. Hit a nigga up, leave him right there in this mess. This penicillin I'm spilling, leave hair on your chest. You feel me? You can't beat me, kill me. I'll be back in 3 days, disguised as the garden with my kicks filthy. Told you I was nice like Christ. The rap angels go down ice. I shine like jewelry in light. I can make a true believer out of curious dyke. She'll be wearing heat jabs, singing hum duty lad. I'll be slinging dice, humming songs on the Ave. They'll be saying, man, he going off the path. but that's on the low though. Beating cats with no glow, trying to play me like a hoe. But this ain't rooks and pawns or tic-tac-toe. This planets, moons, quasars, and high-tech radars. You niggas on the grid while J-Man stay going off the radar. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. It's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? The world is yours.
So, the reason why I wanted to play that, I mean, there's other examples I could have played, but just in terms of the writing, I mean, this is a Nas tribute, obviously, but, you know, what's your mindset when you're going in? You're obviously paying homage to somebody who inspired you.
Yeah, specifically on this.
How do you make that your own, though? You know what I mean? Like, I can see the similarities in terms of, like, okay, this is directly inspired by Nas, you know, whatever, you know, kidnap the president's wife without a plan. You have, like, certain sort of places that you go lyrically that, you know, I could see some kind of connection thematically or something like that. But how do you make something like that your own?
I don't know. I think anything that you do, like if you see a Michael Jackson impersonator, you're like, oh, that's Michael Jackson. And if you get close, you say, oh, that's not Michael Jackson, because you can't not be yourself, even if you try to physically alter yourself to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, like, and I think like I really wanted to kind of adapt Nas' style on this record, because it was a record that, the My World record was a record that really had a great effect on me at the time that I heard it and where I was in my life. I think that you know, certain they got certain people that come along every now and then in rap that's like, you know, like Nas ain't a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's as much as a rapper as Muhammad Ali is a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of the greatest writers of our time, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at Nas and his writing, and whatever he's talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way that it's coming out of his mind is so many different tastes to the food. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put it in your mouth and then it's like, oh, it's this, and then it's this, and then the way that it feels when I chew. Like, damn, this is, and you can tell like he's not trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's something special, and I think he's affected people in such a way. You know, I felt like a lot of people were affected, and so I wanted to pay tribute, and because that's something in rap music that you don't necessarily see a lot, where people might do a tribute to like Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel, something that's 20 years ago, but you never get that. We don't, and I guess not even just rap music, you know what I'm saying? Like, in general, you know, you have to wait till a person is dead before you really stand up on the podium and say how more great effect this person had on your life. You don't just walk up to that person and tell them that on a daily basis. So you know, I just wanted to do that, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to do that not only showing my appreciation for Nas, but just also just to show in rap specifically, like, look, man, we got to start paying homage and honoring people while they right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to wait till Pac is dead or Big is dead. You know what I'm saying? We should have been saying that shit about them when they was right here doing it. You know what I'm saying? Which we were, but not in the type of a way that people do it after they gone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But.
I mean, you know, if I could just real briefly quote from that record some of the imagery you come with there. Me and my girl is like JFK and Jackie. They can't wait to catch me in Dallas, top down on the grassy knoll and clap me, kidnap my body, and fuck up the autopsy. I mean, that's some
I'm a
serious...
conspiracy. I'm a conspiracy theorist. You know, I believe that Redbull is controlled by the government. I believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a conspiracy theorist all the way. Like, you work for the Illuminati. Me too, though.
I do.
I'm a conspiracy theorist to the point where we all working for them. We don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that in there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think like say with a line like that. I mentioned okay. Like, say, if you go anywhere right now and you have a conversation about the assassination of John F. Kennedy, a lot of people have been assassinated. That if you go have that conversation, a lot of huge leaders of countries and leaders of movements and all have been assassinated. But then if you have that conversation about Kennedy, and there's certain different people that, like, it's a certain energy surrounding that you know what I'm saying, like that gravitates you toward, like it makes you want to investigate with your magnifying glass. And if you naturally feel that way, then that means that there's something more going on there. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of you know, I go back to that a lot, because I think that it's almost like, hey, don't forget about this, because whatever that is, that's still present. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a good thing to just kind of toss it up under the rug of your brain. You know what I'm saying? Because not necessarily the incident, but why. And I don't even mean in the terms of what he was doing in the government trying to. I just mean just in human behavior and human relations. Like, anyway.
You talk a little bit about the spiritual component to your lyrics. There's a lot of religious imagery and stuff like that.
I'm from New Orleans. I was raised in the Baptist church. You know, I went to church almost every Sunday until I was old enough to say, I'm not going today. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, I was at church. You know, I was in the choir for at least, like, since I was like 5 years old to at least maybe about 9 or 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like going to choir practice, and so, you know, and it was more traditional. It was more ritual. Like when my grandmother, you know, was like, this is what we do. You know, this is what we do. So it was that kind of thing. But then my mom, we like I said, when we first moved out of my grandmother's house, my mom just always only worked, and she was sad a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because she was just only working. Every moment she was alive, she was working. It's almost like that now. Well, not so much now, but for a long time. But anyway, that she sought refuge, and she used to pray a lot. Like, I would see my mom, I hear my mom in the night, like I would be, is she in there crying? Like, go in there and see her in the bathroom crying. So that, as a kid, you know what I'm saying, like, that had an effect on me. Like, wow, like, okay, this is, my mama is going, when nothing else, she's going to this. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also saw how that it gave her comfort. And anytime something good happened, or anytime she could do something good for somebody, she was always thankful. It wasn't like, yeah, it was always like a, thank you, God, thank you, Jesus, thank you, such and such, you know. So it kind of just got, it's on me. You know what I'm saying? It's on me. So
Do you think that? Well, I mean, I think a lot of people who are, if you're a conspiracy theorist, but then, you know, did the religion fuel that, do you think? Or did being a part of that, or, you know, because a lot of people reject that later in life, however they're raised, you know, but it's obviously, it's a part of what
I rejected it too at a point, you know what I'm saying? But like, as I get older, like, I'm trying not to become a rejecter. Like, yeah, I say I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I say that seriously but jokingly at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Because what's a conspiracy? A conspiracy is people getting together to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Illuminati is not a thing that falls out of the sky. You know, it's not like a unknown thing from the universe. No, it's fucking people. If there's an Illuminati, or if there's a control group that's doing it, it could be us. Like, okay, today we're gonna agree that we're gonna do this, and we're gonna take this Redbull thing, and we're gonna, you know, it's just people. So what? This is this Redbull, right? Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, but yeah. So I went through a rejection phase of, I reject that. Jesus did not die on the cross and float up into the sky, and it doesn't matter if I believe that or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm not gonna say that either, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that I'm saying is just my thesis. Say if I'm in school and I'm writing my thesis, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is my thesis. But I think that I've learned that as a rejecter, like when I had got to a point where I was just rejecting things because of, you know, a lot of it is anger too. Like, you know how when you get mad when you find out that somebody told you ain't no such thing as Santa Claus. You get mad. First you be hurt, you know what I'm saying? Then you be mad that somebody is telling you that. Then you get mad. I can't believe that I can't believe you lied to me this whole time and told me about, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go through all this. So it's the same type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Because we really children. We young. Turtles and trees live hundreds of years, and we get out of here quick. So we young. So I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna play one more thing here before we get into the last thing.
Man, I feel like this is boring playing these records right now.
No. This
I don't know.
All right, let's just get into this real quick. It's a short one.
All right.
She said she never fell in love with a Superman, Christian, Muslim, Protestant, Lutheran. I told her that being immortal is the portal to the true nature of growth to Christ like Buddha man. That's why I never spit the traditional garbage of a night fight, bright lights, white ice to the fans. The radio is just a stereo like a house in a home, and the chairs that the chair acts through the van. Go to work, go to church, let your dreams die. Bow tie, final call, and the bean pie. Yarmulke for Hanukkah, wish this for Christmas. This is the gist of the life that we lead. Why? So you can fit in with the closed-minded in the city and to get clotheslined in the it in. I could care less about a plaque than the bid in to get punked on TV by my friends. Don't get a nigga wrong. I get tempted by the rewards that all come along with making nigga songs. But what does it mean if I'm a Muslim and you a Jew? And because of that alone, we don't get along. And when you talk like this and try to walk like this, the radio stations will never put a nigga on. Just Mims, just 50, just Wayne, just Jeezy and Franchise Boys and Jimmy Jones. Fuck that, fuck rap, this God hop. Kingdom music for the hard rocks. I'ma spit it, tell TRL, get it there hot. 97 hit a nigga with a bomb drop. Axe Flex, Axe Slay, Axe Who Kid. Just Blaze said Jig is the new kid. I took Eternal Sunshine and I looped there. No drums, no hook, just new shit. Eternal sunshine of the spotless mind.
Now that song was Eternal Sunshine. Was one of the things that really caught fire when you put it up on your MySpace page. But I think that's a great example of the sort of thing that you've been talking about just now, which is some element of rejection, some element of rejecting. You want to elaborate on that at all?
Oh yeah, and like I don't see it as rejecting. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like something like that. Like say if I'm talking about Christianity or Islam or Judaism, and I'm saying that these titles and these things that we hold to that sometimes we use as brick walls that we put up in front of each other, like it's actually let's tear down the brick wall. You know what I'm saying? It's not the rejection, it's the acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you're open to accept a thing, then you can't learn and grow being closed to a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, as acceptance, really. I don't know. Or at least that's what I feel about it. But you going. That's the beautiful thing about music too. You're gonna take what you're gonna get from it. And, so I don't.
What sort of stuff were people saying? When they were messaging you back when you put this up.
I don't know. A lot of different things. Because when I put it up, I put this is. It never was meant to even just be heard like that by itself, because
it's part of a suite. Yeah, to be fair.
But it was a lot of things. Some people was telling me, I had people telling me, oh, this is garbage, this is trash. Then I had people that was saying, oh, it's amazing, da da da. But then I started. That was a weird time. Though. That's when I first started getting like weird. Like sometimes like. Maybe some woman will be like, can you talk to my son? I came across your MySpace page because you were friends with such and such, and I heard this song. I wanted to know if you can speak to my son. He's 14 years old. Like, so I don't know. Different things, but that was kind of weird. I don't know. Not weird, but like
unexpected.
Yeah. But for some particular reason, that body of music produced a lot of that. Yeah. Like, it wasn't just like a one instance of it. It was a lot of it, and I was, So it was just, I don't know. It's
the form of the music too. I mean, this whole suite of music has no drums, and if it's a hip hop record with no drums, that is something I don't think people were going to expect. I mean, so maybe the form of it had something to do with it. Maybe they could pay attention to what you're saying a little more closely.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm just trying to stay conscious of time because I know you got to get out of here soon. But I guess we can go into. Should we go into the? We'll go into the.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought for a moment, guys. Let's go into this. Let's go into the song that many people know about you from. So, yeah, let's go into this, and then we can talk about it because it's worth discussing for sure. Okay. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this time around, the revolution will not be televised. Woo! As we proceed to give you what you need. Oh, non-vote. Get live,
You got the version with the cursing version?
Here it again, state of hip-hop versus Electronica.
Okay.
I present Exhibit C.
When I was sleeping on the train, sleeping on Lesero Lab out in the rain, without even a single slice of pizza to my name. Too proud to beg for change, mastering the pain. When New York niggas was calling Southern rappers lame, but then Jack and I slang. I used to get dizzy spells, hear a little ring, the voice of an angel telling me my name, telling me that one day I'ma be a great man, transforming with the Megatron dawn, spitting out flames, eating whack rappers alive, shitting out chains. I ain't believe it then, nigga, I was homeless. Fighting, shooting dice, smoking weed on the corners. Trying to find the meaning of life in the corona. Till the 5%ers rolled up on the nigga and informed them. You either build or destroy, where you come from. The Magnolia Projects in the third ward, slum, It's quite amazing that you rhyme how you do and that you shine like you grew up in a shrine in Peru. Question 14, Muslim lesson 2. Dip diver, civilizer 85er. I make the devil hit his knees and say to our Father, abracadabra. You rockin' with the true and living. Shout out the Lights Out, Joseph I, Chewy Bivens. Shout out to Baltimore, Baton Rouge, my crew in Richmond. While y'all debating who the truth was, like Jews and Christians, I was on Cecil B, Broad Street, Master, North Philly, South Philly, 23rd, Tasker, 6 Mile, 7 Mile, Hartwell, Gratiot. When niggas really would pack a U-Haul truck up. Put the high beams on, drive up on the curb at a barbecue and hop up out the back like what's up? Kill a nigga, rob a nigga, take a nigga, bust up. That's why when you talk that tough talk, I never feel you. You sound real good and you play the part well, but the energy you giving off is so unfamiliar. I don't feel you.
We need something realer.
Nas hit me up on the phone, said what you waiting on. Tip hit me up with a tweet, said what you waiting on. Diddy send a text every hour on the dot saying when you gon' drop that first nigga, you taking long. So now I'm back spitting that he could pass a polygraph. That Reverend Run rockin' Adidas out on Hollis Ave. That FOI Marcus Garvey, Nicky Tesla. I shock you like an ill electric field, J Electra.
Oh my God! Keep going!
They call me J Electronica. Fuck that, call me J-Elect Hanukkah, J-Elect Yarmulke, J-Elect Tramadon, Muhammad Assalamaka, Rasulullah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala through your monitor. My Uzi still weigh a ton, check the barometer. I'm hotter than the motherfucking sun, check the thermometer. I'm bringing ancient mathematics back to modern man. My mama told me never throw a stone and hide your hand. I got a lot of family, you got a lot of fans. That's why the people got my back like the Verizon man. I play the back and fade the black and then devise a plan. Out in London, smoking, vibing while I ride the tram. Giving out that raw food to lions disguised as lambs. And by the time they get their seat-top and deploy all their henchmen to come at me from the treetops, I'm chilling out at Tweet Stock, building by the millions. My light is brilliant.
I rest my case. 09, Act 3. First chapter of the end. The last chapter of the new beginning. Ain't things we do without even trying. Be better than a lot of y'all records. Don't get mad. More than after, more premiere. For real though? I ain't even gonna say nothing. Matter of fact, I don't even know why I'm saying this. Jay, you should get pumped to do this over. We moving out. On to the next record. And I'm gonna let this just ride. Ride.
Thank you.
So, this is the song that obviously has caught fire. How do you rate it amongst the stuff you've done? Because you have a bunch of stuff. Not everybody's heard it, but you know.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I see the response that it's getting, but I think it's because of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I like Exhibit A better than Exhibit C, but I think that the time that Exhibit C got heard is why Exhibit C is doing what it's doing. You know what I'm saying? But it's a personal record. Of course, there's elements in there. I'm a rapper, so I'm gonna always. If I'm a boxer, I'm always gonna feel like I can knock anybody out, and I'm the best. So as a rapper, that's just it's just in me. But so it's braggadocio shit in there, but it's a lot of my history in there too, like in a condensed way. So it's a personal record, but I feel like I have other records that go into more detail of my story than that. But I like Exhibit C. It's a good record.
Is it weird to have something that personal be something that, you know, people really latch on to?
Not really. You know what I'm saying? Like the only time I ever experienced awkwardness, you know what I'm saying, and I don't mean awkward in a negative way. I just mean just awkward and literally awkward in reference to what you're asking is like, if somebody might say, let's just say I'm standing outside having a cigarette or something, and then my man walk up to me, he's like, "Hey man, how's your sister Fallon doing? You know, I heard she was sick," or like, nah, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not a negative thing. It's like a, you know, it's like when you stand up and you get dizzy. Stand up too fast and you get dizzy. It's like that, you know. So, I don't mind it because I feel like the more you know about me and the more I can know about you, then we can get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like I don't know.
Right. Well, you know, you make actually. I mean, it brings up another point, which is like, I mean, I heard stories that you recently gave out your AIM address to a bunch of people, to the public, that you've given out your phone number. That, you know, you're completely open to communication from anybody who might step up and say what's up to you.
Yeah, because I've been too the person that's like, oh yeah, here, take my, I'll give you my email or da-da-da-da. But that even when you do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's my grandmother raised me a certain way, but even when you do that, it's a little thing in your brain telling you that's fucked up. That was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like. And, you know, it just it's the right way. You know what I'm saying? It feel that's what you're supposed to be doing. If you could do something and you don't have nothing inside of your brain swimming around, it's like, I don't know if you were a good human in that instance. You know what I'm saying? Like, then if that comes up, then me, myself, I like to kind of like, okay, well, let me start trying to chip away at that. Now at the same time, I don't answer it every time that it ring, or, you know what I'm saying? I might not necessarily answer every AIM message that comes up, but I do. You know what I'm saying? Like if it rings, I will answer sometimes to talk to somebody like TJ. Like, oh, he left. TJ. The other day, anyway, yeah. But I do. But I do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that like. You know, so if I'm giving out my number, this is the action in and of itself. Not necessarily that you're going to contact me. You know what I'm saying? But if you do, peace. But I'm saying, but just the interaction.
As a gesture of goodwill.
The interaction of this is my telephone number, not the business, this is the number that my grandmother's gonna call me on, this same number. Like saying, like the Soulja Boy thing. It ain't the words, it ain't the action, it's the energy that's being exchanged that makes it a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and so that one exchange is the conversation constantly. You know what I'm saying? And then I notice too that when I do that, like say if I could go somewhere, and if somebody asks me for my telephone number and I give it to him, I might not know his name or her name, but I'll know that person from when I see him again. Oh yeah. No, because you're giving something away of yours that, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, but yeah, like
I can't let you go without getting you to sort of, as quickly as possible, or as much as you feel comfortable, dissecting this last verse of this song a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I don't really want to have to read it myself, but I mean, the lines that everybody quotes are obviously the ones that start off the verse. They call me J Electronica. Fuck that. Call me J Elec Hanukkah.
Yeah,
J Elec Yamaka.
J Electronica Don Muhammad Assalamaka. Rasulullah subhanahu wa ta'ala through your monitor.
Okay.
It's just, you know, it's the same thing. Acceptance, you know, like it don't matter what you call me, but I'm all of these things, and we are all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like we are all Jews, Christians, Muslims. We are all of those things. You know, we are all. Muhammad wasn't the last messenger. We all messengers. You know what I'm saying? And I know that might be offensive because I consider myself a Muslim, so I can understand how somebody that's a Muslim would take that as a astaghfirullah, Muhammad subhanahu wa ta'ala is the last messenger of Allah, da, da, da. But we are messengers. You know what I'm saying? In fact, we are all Allah. You know, like it is. Anyway, I don't know, but you know that and that line, like I think that people connect to the energy of that. Like, not necessarily, that is some good wordplay and da-da-da, but just the fact that, that he's saying Arabic, and he's mixing Judaism with Islam, and I think that it's the energy of it. The energy of it is, man, let's fuck all of these titles. Let's throw these titles in the trash can and come up out of this box and sit down and eat a nice meal together, you know what I'm saying? And then see how we're going to work this shit out. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's funny because... I mean, the funny thing is, these are all plays off, you know, rhyming with your name. And, you know, I think when people who aren't familiar with you hear your name, they are thrown off, even that you're a hip-hop artist. I wonder what your view of that is, you know. I mean,
my view of?
Well, just if someone might have a perception that electronica is something, you know, if you could just go back in the science of how that you came up with that as your ID.
That's a weird thing too. I mean, I kind of, you know, I believe in other certain types of shit, and you know, like But anyway, I'll tell you this: I've always been the superhero fan. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been from when I was a kid. I was always tying ropes around my neck. I am Superman. I remember one time. I jumped off of a high porch. Like I had a dream I could fly, and I went outside the next day with my robe on and tried to do it, and scraped up my whole, like a line down my stomach, right? And I remember my mom, she gave me a beating. Like, don't you ever, and I remember feeling like, well, I just ain't learned how to do it yet. And I still feel like that now. Like, well, I just don't know how to fly. I saw them dudes with the, what they call them dudes? With the squirrel suits, with the flying suits. I'm like, oh, see, we getting close. Like, I knew it, you know what I'm saying? But, so J Electronica, like, my name is Jeree, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the J is from. And then J Electronica is like if I was a superhero, then that would be my superhero name. You know what I'm saying? And then just electronica, like I didn't choose electronica based on music, based on the genre of music or what it is. I was was playing around with electricity. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of Nikola Tesla. And think about, you know, because it is, everything is energy and electricity, you know, so I was trying to make a play on that, and then J-Electron, you know, but then I wanted it to be feminine too, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like rap is such a caveman. So I wanted to have the feminine side, because so I put the A, you know,
Otherwise it would have been an O at the end.
Well, yeah, otherwise it would have been an O at the end. So I put the A on it because I was raised by women. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by my mother, my grandmother. I grew up, I only had a sister. All my cousins was females, and I had one male cousin that we, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, and I know, I recognize in my own life, neglecting my feminine side also causes me to deal with females in a certain way, and it's the time when I'm most unproductive in my life, when I'm just one-sided on something. So yeah, so that's why Electronica, and that's, you know, anyway, I don't know.
I'll ask you one last question before you open it up for questions from the participants. How is Parenthood, you know, changed things for you?
You know, oddly enough, you know, when my friends had children, you know, my people been having children since I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm late on children. You know what I'm saying? But like my daughter, she's one. She just made one February 1st, and I was always expecting like this thing was gonna hit me, blah, like I was gonna open up like a flower or something, of some type of experience, and I haven't felt that yet, right? But like I am more conscious now of, like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's like I guess it did happen, because if it did shift the way that I think on a certain way, not necessarily where in my behavior you could see it, but just in the way where I'm taking it in and processing that eventually is going to translate to the behavior. I mean, but just the experience of just having a child is a wonderful thing. Like it's amazing. Like I look at her, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, it's like, damn, like, you look like my mama. You look like me. You look like Uncle. Like, and then she like smiles or something. It's like, you know, it's an amazing thing. I'm you know, but right now it's new. It's still new. I'm still learning it, and I'm still becoming accustomed to it. And then like she breastfeeds, so she's completely latched to mama right now. Like nobody else exists. Like but now at this point she's starting to she's knowing me, and so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like we beginning. It's like, even though we began already, I delivered her. We had a home birth. I delivered her my own self, cut the cord, pulled her out, cleaned her off, everything.